Hello everybody, hello tankers, welcome to Bert the Derp, and we're gonna be again playing with artillery. Please excuse me for the technical difficulties. As I said before I turned the volume back on, I have minor issues with my potato PC, unfortunately. And there are multiple issues. One of them is that the GPU is an AMD GPU. Am I still not getting any voice through? Please tell me, boys. Am I still silent for all of you? I hope not, because I modified a couple of things, so it should have some kind of voice now. So let's go back. So we play artillery. We are going to play artillery, and the way that artillery needs to be played is the reason why Wargaming is actually going to change the artillery with the upcoming patch. Namely, the biggest change is gonna be that artilleries are gonna have free shells in the future, and they're gonna be standard shells, let's say damaging high explosive shells and armor piercing shells. The problem is that Wargaming doesn't know the difference. They don't know how to balance the high explosive shells and the stunning shells. The problem with on the test server, what we saw was that the stunning shells didn't do so little, much less damage than the normal damaging shells. It just didn't worth it at all. So what everybody just did is stunning the enemy and then hoping for assistant damage, since assistant damage is also very important, plus it has the name assistant damage in it. Artillery is an assisted vehicle. It cannot push with the rest of the team, it cannot win the battle on its own, but it can contribute a lot to it to win the game. And if the player or the crew of the artillery is not good enough, then it can also contribute a lot to lose the game. So what do I do? Oh my beautiful, look at this, look at this beautiful minimap. As you can see, the team have already decided that screw the south, but luckily I'm with the Object 261, which is a good enough artillery to run away. As you can see, wait, we are going to the wrong way, mate. Turn around. You need to fall back, dude.
Stop your advance.
I'm gonna go to A0, and you know, this is the biggest problem. If the team doesn't balance out the playing field, then they lose a lot of time with the artillery support, because frankly I am now wasting time going into a different position. Alright, sorry about that. Let's go back to the topic. So, what we need to know about the new upcoming feature, about the new artillery patch. So the biggest problem for Wargaming is that the stun mechanic became very toxic for players. And that's for a good reason. Stunning mechanic is very toxic. And I'm saying that as an artillery player who loves to play artillery. I absolutely adore playing it. It gives a little tactical element to the game. But being able to stun the enemy and technically annoy them this way, it is not good. Not good at all. Oops, I forgot to change my camera mode. Sorry. So what they are trying to do is remove the stun mechanic from the game and introduce us back to the old days when artillery was able to do a lot more damage than it is doing right now. And that is because the damage needs to be big, because the artillery is a support vehicle, as I stated. Don't worry, buddy, I'm gonna help you.
Moving to support your position. Thanks.
So the artillery is a support vehicle. If the enemy, I mean our team, encounters an enemy tank, which is a heavily armored vehicle, then obviously our team is gonna struggle against it. Nowadays, yeah, obviously they are loading heat shells a lot, and then they're just going to boom boom, tap the 2 key, tap the skill shells, there we go. But you know, for an artillery player, that's the goal. The goal for the artillery player is to support his own team. And to support it, oh, I've got you now, oh! Damn it, it would have felt so good if I actually hit him. Well, this game is lost. As you can see, even though I'm an artillery, I can't influence this game because this game is too fast. Our team is not doing great, not at all. So to introduce us back to the old artillery gameplay, where the artillery was able to pump a lot of damage into the enemy, there was a reason for that, and the reason was that artillery was a support vehicle that needed to be destroying enemies which your teammates normally are not capable of. But that got taken away because of the many crybabies who were crying about artillery's overpowered damage. But consider this, guys. How many seconds do I have until I reload a shell? And how much damage do I do with each shell? Look at that. I dealt 73 damage to an IS-7. 73. That's it. And so the DPM of an artillery is horrible. Absolutely devastating. I know I'm spotted, but I don't care. I'm gonna take that drill out. No, I'm not. Yep, this is it. There I go. I wish I could have killed at least the drill. So they are trying to bring back the artillery's old pride. But the problem with Wargaming's thinking is, alright, let's give artillery back some of its damage, but not all of that. Thus, they are making the artillery some kind of a hybrid. They want the artillery to stay as a support vehicle, but they want the artillery to deal damage. But you won't be able to deal damage if you are earning much more from stunning the enemy than if you would be actually dealing damage. Because as I said, the problem is that Wargaming didn't make the difference in terms of damage of the standard shell and the high explosive damage shell and the stunning shell big enough for players to consider even using the high damage shell. So players kept stunning the enemy because it was more profitable. That's why Wargaming needs to reconsider again their choices in terms of artillery shells. What I recommended that artillery needs to be restored. Hello Juliet, hello, welcome to the stream. So the artillery needs to be restored back to its old prime. It needs the stun to be removed completely and give it back the damage that it had in the prior times. What Wargaming is going to achieve by that is that artillery is not going to be that toxic, because surely it won't be able to stun you, but it will do a lot more damage. And you know what? If a player gets shot by artillery, one way or another, they deserve it, because they are standing in a position which is reachable by artillery. And as I said, artillery is a support vehicle. It doesn't attack, it doesn't defend, but the artillery player needs to decide always, what do they have to do? Do they have to support the attacking team or the defending team? This is always a big question. Oh, that felt so good. That felt so good, boys. You know, this is the reason why people like playing artillery, because even, you know, now the T-92 might say that, oh my god, overpowered artillery is shooting me from far away, I can't even see him. Well, that's the role of the support vehicle. But consider how much DPM do I have in this game. I don't have much DPM. Not at all. And DPM is very, very important. I can't shoot this shotgun. You can't even stun it. Nope. So back to the topic, what we discussed. My recommendation was for Wargaming, if they still insist to keep the high explosive shells, the two type of high explosive shells, then they should really consider increasing the damage gap between the stunning shell and the standard shell. The standard shell needs to have at least 50% extra damage compared to the stunning shell. And then the artillery will definitely consider which one is more valuable for the team. Because many people don't get it, but artillery is playing for the team. It needs to play for the team. It's not playing on its own. It's not trying to save its own ass. Holy sh... How did I get... Oh, Sheridan. Okay, this was my fault. I stood too close to the Sheridan. Well, I deserved that. Yeah, random battles. It's not gonna work as I expected. But let's go back. So yeah, stunning shells, damaging shells. This is what needs to be done. What I would also do with the armor-piercing shells. Armor-piercing shell is a brilliant idea. It needs to stay in the game, absolutely. Artillery needs armor-piercing shell. Just like my dear little Fifila Pew Pew. There you can see. It has armor-piercing shell. I always carry a couple of them with me. But if you look at the average damage, it just doesn't add up. I mean, look, compare it to the standard high explosive shell. It has 60 less damage, but only 11 millimeters extra penetration. That renders the armor-piercing shell useless, absolutely useless. The only possible thing to use is a high explosive anti-tank shell in certain scenarios, but honestly my experience is that these shells are always get stuck on armor or tracks. So I don't recommend using high heat shells. Maybe if you are facing the enemy, but that's the only. Why don't I have directives on? There we go. Now let's do it. Stun is a little, Slot King says, stun is a little bit much, you have to say that. And the splash damage is not bad actually, but when you get splashed in your heavy tank 15 meters away and you receive 300-400 hit points damage, that's not fair and balanced. I have to disagree with you, Slav, on that one. Normally, that would be okay if the artillery would be using the non-stunning shell. So if the artillery has only one shell, I mean the two type of shells that I explained, one is going to stun you, and the other one is going to damage you. In the later one, this would be a very fair trade-off for the artillery, because imagine the artillery doesn't have the DPM in its own tier. They need to do damage to be not competitive, but to stay relevant in the game. If they don't do damage, they are irrelevant. So they have to be given the damage potential. And since artillery is not accurate, not even close to be called accurate, they have to do damage some other way. And there is the two possible options that I just said, stun or damage. And Wargaming needs to decide which one are they going to go for. And the third one, the armor-piercing shell. The armor-piercing shell could be a jolly joker for the artillery, because I say that armor-piercing shells are most useful when you are in a close range combat. Let's say you are the last player alive in your team and the enemy is just rushing towards you and trying to get the crown jewel by killing you. So what do you do? Normally you get into a covering position where the enemy can come only from one position, and if you can, then you will try to shotgun them. Doing that with a high explosive shell usually doesn't work, except only obviously when the enemy is using some kind of a light tank or lightly armored vehicle. But that would be much more ideal to shoot with armor piercing. Because with armor piercing you will be able to shotgun something, definitely. And there's one more thing. The artillery, I'm just keep repeating myself, artillery is a support vehicle. Artillery needs to do damage to the vehicles which are normally undefeatable by your teammates. Let's say your team encounters a mouse and your team is, let's say, a +2 matchmaking. So, and the mouse is up against an IS-3. What's the IS-3 is gonna do? Yes, it can penetrate the lower plate of the mouse if he is lucky to get there, but otherwise he's doomed. Artillery has two options: stun, damage. Not all of them is gonna help, because stunning the enemy is not gonna help, because the IS-3 is still not gonna be able to do damage to the mouse. And dropping high explosive shells on a mouse, I don't have to be a genius to figure out that that's not gonna work. I mean, you have to drop so many shells on the mouse to make it actually effective. So what can the artillery do? There comes the armor piercing shell. In the past, the armor piercing shell was the Jolly Joker for artillery if they encountered something that was heavily armored and your team was unable to destroy it. Oh, this is just so unfair. Shooting so often with this tank. No, Mr. M6, come back. Hey! Alright, you got away with this time, but not your friends. Still gonna get your friends. I love this broken artillery. You know, there are certain premium vehicles that I like and dislike. This one is absolutely on the top of the I like it. Oh, M6 is coming back. Come on, come on. Whew. Ah, missed. Not gonna miss you a second time, Mr. M6. And say goodbye now. Or not. Sorry. Now. But come on! I'm wasting time here. I need to deal with the M6. See, this is what I was talking about. The accuracy of the artillery is so broken. It cannot aim. It is unable to deal damage normally to tanks. So the only possible way for it to deal damage is to splash damage them. And the biggest problem with the Fifila Pew Pew is that I don't have splash damage, so that is out of the question for me. Let me see, what else can I do? What else can I do? The team is not doing great, but not doing bad either. Slot says, yeah, but both is not okay. You get 300-400 damage from splash and stun for 20 seconds. That's what I'm saying. Artillery needs to be... artillery needs to decide what shells do they want to use. Do they want to stun you? Do they want to damage you? But it shouldn't be both. So stunning shells, yes, they need to do damage, absolutely. But not as much as a standard shell. Standard shell needs to deal a hell load of damage. Alright, Stu, stay where you are, please. Come on. Oh my lord. Ah, the M12 fired slightly sooner than me. So I got nothing from that. Oh, come on! Artillery. Why? Why? And see, boys, this is when... So, Wargaming expects me to fire armor piercing with this accuracy. Imagine if I was... I mean, you don't even have to imagine. I was firing with artillery which doesn't even have splash damage. So, even if I hit next to it, I do 0 damage. And that is unacceptable in a game where damage is everything. You must deal damage. And the only way to do that is you have to guarantee that a player is somehow going to deal damage. Oh, and by the way, boys, don't forget to subscribe because we are almost at 100 subscribers. We are now sitting at 94 or 93 as far as I saw it. And as soon as we reach 100, we are gonna have a little celebration and some giveaways as well. Alright, come on, hit it! Again, the M12. Oh, how was he that fast? Is his shells are much faster than mine, or what? Damn it. I fired anyway. I shouldn't have. Hey, that boy got shotgunned. Is he still there? No, he's here.
User joined your channel.
He saw it here.
Hello there.
User was moved out of your channel.
Come on. I hit him when he's dead. How is that fair? Oh, I did literally nothing in this game. That was such a bad game for me. Oh, it hurts me in the guts. Well, that was it. Then you know what? Let's just keep on rolling. Let's keep on going with it, and we will see how things are gonna turn out. Let's go back to my trusty artillery, the Object 261. In my regards, this is the best artillery because it has mobility, it has accuracy, it has some sort of damage, but it is not that overpowered. So yeah, I think this is the one that worth it the most. Slav says it was still a great game. I didn't check the score, but I'm gonna do it after this game. Honestly, I think it was pretty much on the worthless side. However, this game, well, this map is not an artillery map. You know, many people are complaining that they don't know how to play against artillery, because artillery can shoot wherever they want. But if you would know where the artilleries are usually standing, you wouldn't have any issue countering them with your own tank. On this map there are 4 different locations mainly where the artillery can stand, and I'm gonna stand in the 3rd one. Normally you can stand in A8, A7, A12 and here in A5. And I'm choosing now A5 so I can try to shoot the middle and hope that I can shoot one of the light tanks, or at least stun them. Let's see, what will I get? And I get nothing, I get a TVP. It's still a hit! And a little assist damage. Not much, but it's something. Oh, the Sheridan is on the other side. That's interesting. It's killing the wheel cancer. You know what? I'm just gonna wait until he kills that wheeled cancer. You can see that I have something against the wheeled cancers in this game. They just simply don't belong. Not at all. Okay, now this is frustrating because I would like to shoot, but I can't. Oh, wait! Alright, it's another hit. What is also very important for an artillery, that you need a good crew. Without a good crew, the artillery is pretty much useless. Because as you can see, even with a good crew, this tank has almost four skilled crew. And I am barely hitting the enemy. So imagine if this crew was not even one skilled. A standard crew, for example, that many players are unable to afford because they don't have gold, they are not paying for the game, they are just using the in-game mechanics, and maybe they are converting the crew for credits. That's just not gonna be good enough for many players. And even if they get a tier 10 tank, in this case an artillery, it's just not gonna be good enough. Because they are going to miss everything. And they are not gonna be a help for the team, which is again very frustrating. Oh, can I shoot that? Oh, I can. And this is what I was saying again. There is that chieftain. That chieftain is an annoying tank because nobody can really do against it anything other than spam some high explosive shells on it. So it comes to artillery to try to save the day, which I'm gonna ultimately fail. Or not. I wanted to blind shoot him, but nope, it's not gonna be hit. However, I am gonna try to run away a bit further. Oh no. Oh, we are losing there as well. In that case, I'm gonna just sit here, use the bushes, and try to help the team until that. Oh, there's our little friend, and he's still alive. I'm proud of him. Unfortunately, this is gonna be the end for him. Or not. Well, it was almost kill, I assume. Oh, thank God the 277 came down and trying to help us. Okay.
Start withdrawal.
Oh, okay.
Much obliged.
That works. That E3 is a bit pain in the ass. Alright. Oh, real. Gonna splash it. Yes. 15 hit points. There was no way he is gonna stay alive. Alright, now the 277 needs some serious help there. Oh, and the E100 needs help. Ah!
Fall back from there.
Damn it! Damn it! You see? The artillery becomes useless if it cannot splash damage. So it needs the splash damage. And it needs it big. Come on, E100. Show me the target. Nice. I wanted to stun him. Never mind. 224. That means he has a small liner, most likely. Which is not helping me at all. But it helps the team. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. E3. You know what I said about that artillery are not attacking? It seems the fellow object 261 and me had the same brilliant idea. Get behind the E3 and try to kill it. Now this is gonna be very funny. I'm pretty sure about that. and he won't know what hit him. Come on. Ooh! That was a penetrating shot. This deserves a drink from my SpongeBob cup again. You see, this is why it feels so good to play with artillery. Sometimes you deal a lot of damage, and that damage helps your morale and the team both. This was okay. This was a good match. This was finally a good match. You receive special fragments. Yeah. Thank you very much. Hello, Peter. My beautiful clan, Sabertooth. By the way, we are recruiting, so obviously, if you would like to take part in the best Tank Wizard clan, then join us today. And it turns out I wasn't even the worst player in that game with the Fifila Pew Pew. Even did that bullcrap of the game, I was still managed to be in the middle. Alright, now I'm gonna show you guys the difference between the Object 261 and, for example, the Conqueror GC. The Conqueror GC is, as you can see, has a completely different kind of cannon. This is like, there are no words. The difference of the shells. Wait, why do I have premium shells loaded? I don't need this. But what I do need is to reduce the auto aim. Yeah, and auto supply. Thank you. So the main difference between these artilleries is the gun. As you can see, the Object 261 was meant to be something that can actually be a more accurate artillery. But this one is just not. This is just this is one of the purest form of artillery. It's gonna splash, and that's the only way it can deal damage. And even if it hits something, it's not gonna do enough damage. You will see what I'm talking about very soon. Now let's see, what do we have? One accurate artillery, one other artillery, which is somewhere in the middle between being accurate and having a big gun. And it also has a mark of excellence. That's impressive. I would love to see what he's gonna do. I'm not playing often with the Conqueror GC. I'm not playing very often with the Conqueror GC because honestly I don't really like it. And the main reason for that is that it is so much inaccurate, so inaccurate. And even though if I splash damage the enemy, that is not satisfying enough. I want to deal damage to the enemy at least by shooting close to them, but with this artillery, I mean, just look at that aiming circle. The shell can land anywhere inside that area. How is that a thing? I mean, come on. I can only guess and estimate where I'm gonna drop my shell. Alright, come on. Come on, hit it! Ah, no. It didn't. Either way, I still dealt some damage to it, also tracked it. But it's not enough, obviously. And as you can see now, here's the time when this artillery is useless. I have absolutely no control of the aiming circle. If I start moving this aiming circle, it's gonna explode to as big as my display. But I don't want that. That is the sole reason why I'm not even moving it. Okay, he's dead. He's down. I'm gonna get it. Thank Lord. I got it. Alright. Oh! And I'm being counter-arted by the GWE 100. Alright, that makes sense. Many people doesn't know, but there are two tier 10 artilleries which just simply don't worth it to counter-arty with them. And one of them is the Object 261 and the other one is the Bet Chatillon artillery. Sorry for butchering the French language, please excuse me. So they don't worth it to try to counter-arty with them, only because they are even if they hit the enemy, they are not going to destroy it, because they don't have enough damage to do that. So the two possible artilleries that you can use to counter-arty are the T-92, the GWE 100 and the Conqueror GC. However, counter-artying is also something that I dislike, because it is some sort of waste of time. During the time you are trying to counter-arty, you are effectively pulling yourself out of the game. Oh, there's a ship barn. Can I hit it? Can I hit it? Can I hit it? Stream, can I hit it? Am I going to hit it? No. Not even close. See? The shell is slow and it lands about half a mile away from the target. This is why I'm not using this artillery. And we are not even winning the game, which is another sad, very sad thing. I need to try and help now the STD. Come on, STD, don't go. I'm gonna help you, just stay put. Did you guys see that? I dealt 21! 20 freaking 1 damage to a Udes. Seriously, how? Why? Look how much damage I dealt. Look how much damage I dealt so far. 427 and only 95 spotting damage. What? Fire. Too late. Oh, but it burns now! Yes! Okay. Ah, damn it. I wasn't the one who killed it, but I surely contributed to it. But you see, guys, I am a tier 10 tank in a tier 10 battle, and I was capable of doing less than 1000 damage. How is that fair? That is why the artillery needs to be restored to its former pride, where it was less annoying, absolutely less annoying, but it was also contributing much more to the game. And if somebody got one shot by an artillery, that's okay. I mean, have you ever seen what does a real artillery shell do to a real tank? It creates a crater and nothing is left of the tank. That's it. If an artillery shell hits a tank, there's nothing left of it, only scrap. Or even not even that. So that would be very balanced. However, I also would like to add that armor must need to be more efficient against artillery. What I'm saying is, you have to just imagine what is a high explosive shell. It explodes on damage, on impact, and it's going to spread out shrapnels. And those shrapnels are actually the things that are damaging your crew and your equipment in the tank. So it is logical that for a tank which has bigger splash damage, for a tank that has more, what is it? Sorry, what is it called? I forgot. What was I talking about? Armor! So it is logical that a much more heavily armored vehicle takes less damage from shrapnels than a tank with less armor. It's just logical. That's it. No more explaining about that. Okay, we are in deep trouble now. And I don't know how to get away from that. I'm gonna try to run away. Maybe our team will help us, though I doubt it. Warlow. Slavkin says he just penetrated a Swedish Leo with his tier 7 French artillery and he dealt 702 damage. He dealt basically more damage, almost more damage than I dealt in this tier 10 big ass artillery in this whole fucking game. How is that fair? Again, how is that fair? You can't make a vehicle this unreliable, Wargaming. You must make them reliable. If the artillery is unable to do damage difficult word, sorry for that. I'm sure you can tell by my accent that English is not my mother tongue. It's only a second language, so obviously I'm gonna have problems with these words. Come on, hit! Really? Why? Okay, I'm not gonna play with this artillery anymore. I'm gonna play with the Object 261 and maybe the T-92. Or you guys give me an idea. Which artillery would you like to see in action from my garage? Okay. Now what are we gonna do, huh, team? I'm open for ideas. Let's see if I can slash it. Yes! Got it! Oh, yeah, I was also spotted. No. Probably the bad chat was... No, T62, eh? T62. Whoa! Nope. Gunner must stay alive. Gunner, you must stay alive! I need your gunnering kills. I don't have streamer RNG. Of course I don't. I'm not a community contributor. Wargaming would never give me such thing. Because they know if they would give me something like that, I would be maybe satisfied with the game. But honestly, at this point, I'm only here because of the community. Because even despite the Wargaming, the World of Tanks community is one of the most toxic gaming communities in gaming history. It is still also one of the best communities, because if you have been in this game for as long as I'm in this game for the past, why did I even bother firing? For the past 11 years. I'm here since the beginning. Sorry, not 11, 10. We have the 10th birthday now for Wargaming. Peter is saying he would like to see the Sexton 1. Peter, thank you very much for the recommendation. Honestly, I would love to play that one, but sadly, that's one artillery that I don't have. And I still really would like to have. There are not much premium vehicles that I would love to have. Oh, holy macaroni. You just walked into that one. Goodbye and good night. There we go. But unfortunately the Sexton 1 is unavailable in my garage. I'm deeply sorry for that. However, if you want to see another premium vehicle countering the enemy, I can play another game with the Fifila Pew Pew and try to be a bit more... I mean, honestly, if you look at what amount of damage I dealt in this game, and I guarantee that I'm going to do more in the next game if I play with the tier 5 Fifi. I will do much more. Alright. I'm not gonna be reloaded by the time he's getting spotted. Oh, how did he get blue? How did he get blue? Oh, probably he was stunning his allies a lot. Psych! Where did that shell go? Honestly, where did that shell go? Why? Poor gaming, just why? Oh. This is something different. You see, boys, this is the reason why I don't play Conqueror GC or similar tanks. M44 Arta is balanced, Slav says. Agreed, absolutely agreed. M44 is one of the best tier 8 artilleries that I have seen. Well, I can try to keep aiming here. My teammate said that the enemy artillery was somewhere around here. But honestly, I don't think... SU5. SU5 I've sold a long way ago back in 2011. And that was a very frustrating artillery to play with, honestly. Because that artillery ran out of shells very quickly. I think it had 14. It had 14 shells that time. And it wasn't doing a lot of damage. So that artillery was scrapped very quickly because halfway through the battle I ran out of shells and I couldn't do anything from then on. So yeah. Alright, now you guys suggested premium artillery, M44 and tier 6. For tier 6 I actually have something. Oh, I forgot to put camouflage on it. We have to fix that, shall we? Let's see. Do I have something that resembles the Bert? I think this does. Absolutely. Bert is playing the Bert. How interesting sounding. This artillery is something that I enjoyed a very long time ago when it was overpowered. Now it is just a Bert. Wait, is that Tigas? From the Harry Potter series, the golden whatever. I don't know the English translation for it. I read that book in Hungarian only. Okay, so let's try it. Bert. Only ladies inside it. It shouldn't be that bad. And it was a very long time ago when I played it. And immediately I get a tier 7 match. Because why not? The problem with the Bert now. The problem with the Bert now is that the Bert is just... one, it is not fast enough. Two, the shells are so slow. I believe that an EBR can literally outrun the shell. If I fire on a distant target and an EBR starts moving from next to me, he's gonna get to the target earlier than my shell. And the other biggest issue is the firing range. The Bert doesn't have a good firing range. Not at all. I forgot to put the camera back down there. There we go. Now we can see the match in full display. Super Hell Kitty, what are you doing over here? You are not supposed to be over here. I'm supposed to be here, not you. So, let's see. Okay. Oh, well, the north is lost completely. Where's my firing range? Oh, see, you see? That's the firing range. That's horse quack. Not gonna say it out loud because I'm trying to keep this channel as family friendly as I can. But come on, spot something! Team! I can't fire on those guys on the north because I don't have the firing range. See? This is how far I can fire. It's a white circle. Holy macaroni. Finally, something arrives. 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds! It took 3 seconds for my shell to get there. How do you expect me to pre-think that long? That's very hard to do. My only chance is something like this if the KV-3 is staying relatively put. Come on. Before he runs. Come on, hit it, hit it! Hey, it's a hit, but not penetration. I need penetrating hits. I need penetrated. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, didn't hit. Back to the KV-3. So, come on and boop. Something. This is what I can do. Our team, I said, the artillery is a support vehicle. Our team cannot deal with the KV-3. Unfortunately for him, I can. That's why my team needs to spot him and wait out until I destroy it. Let's lower the camera, shall we? Oh wait, where is he going? Where are you going? Stop! Where you are! Whoa! I wish every order I give would be dealt with and immediately. Again, I don't know the words. I hate when I don't know an English word. I got P. That was a miss. He stops for firing. Here comes my old friend, the KV-3. And I miss it. I would say I missed you, but that doesn't reflect good in an artillery. That's it, that's it. A little bit more, please. Yes, that's where I am. But you won't be able to hit me. Come on, team. Spot the KV-3 for me. If he is tracked, I'm gonna get him now. He wasn't. The only good thing in this artillery is it has shells for days. Shells for days. But you see, I already dealt the exact same amount of damage as I did in the previous tier 10 game. Fire! Oh, really? Come on, come on, come on. D78, don't dare to die. Don't dare to die. I'm gonna kill it for you. Just run away from it, please. No. 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 Why? Why do you have to kill yourself? Ah. And now you expect me to kill that super kitty. Come on, kitty. Oh my lord, where did my shell go? Yeah. The Bert is not giving it to me. Also, playing artillery in random battles is a pain in the beep. Because in team battles, you have a team that you can rely on, and you can get intel from your team, and you can also tell them where are you firing at, which area are you going to support, which line are you helping, or you can even discuss that what do you want to do. In random battles, there's no such thing. Wargaming tried to address this with the new communication system in the game, and you know what? That thing is marvelous. I love it, absolutely admire it. But it is also useless because nobody ever uses it in random battles. Even I rarely use it. I just don't have to use it because my team is going to neglect whatever I say. There are some exceptions, obviously, when somebody is going to do what needs to be done. But still, it's not good. Playing random battles with artillery is... You are just playing a lottery. Are you gonna be in the winning team or not? You can't really decide the fate of the battle with an artillery. You can, but you can improve the chances of winning if your team is able to coordinate with you, if your team is able to talk with you about what needs to be done, especially the light tanks. If the light tanks are playing good, then you as an artillery player are gonna have a very good time. But if your light tanks just suicide, then you are in jeopardy. I wish we could have played more ranked battles today. But this was not about that. Now the batchet artillery is again an interesting kind of artillery. And not because of the auto-loading system. That makes it very special, yes indeed. But the biggest thing about it is that it is also accurate. It is very accurate, and that makes this artillery much more effective than most of the other artilleries. Because a hit from an artillery is often worth much more than a non-hit. That was close. And it didn't do anything to the enemy. What should I shoot? There is nothing. This map is so bad for playing artillery. Unless the enemy puts him into a situation like this 50-ton penis. What did I say? Sorry. 50-ton panzer. Where he is just begging to be shot by artillery. But you see, these guys know where the artillery can fire from, so they are hiding. All I can do is this, stun damage them, and hope for my team to do actual damage on them. And now reloading for 45 seconds, which renders me useless. Absolutely useless. Next week, we're gonna be... hello Blunder, welcome to the stream. Please don't forget to subscribe. And if we reach 100 subscribers on the channel, we're gonna have a little giveaway and some other surprises. Next week, what we are gonna try is use the light tanks. Light tanks are also a very curious breed of tanks in this game because they are also very team dependent. For example, if you don't spot at all, your team is not going to help. But if you are spotting, but you are not spotting something that your team can actually shoot at, then you are again not helping the team. You need to shoot something, you need to spot something that your team can actually shoot. And oh, why? Why? Come on, I'm gonna finish you off. Ow. Why? I was shooting it! Bad chat! Why? Alright, now here comes a 50-ton Panzer, which is gonna be a bit problematic if it comes close. All I can do again is stun damage the T-95. And that's gonna be for today's stream. Oh wait, the 50-ton Panzer is coming to us. Yes, he's coming to us. That is not good. Try to stay away from him as much as I can, so he's not gonna proxy spot me. Exactly like that, object. Exactly like that. Where is he aiming at? Where is he aiming at? Oh, now he's aiming on us. I'm gonna wait until he fires on the leopard. Then I go. No, he's not firing! Damn it! No! He missed! Come on, I'm gonna shoot you in the arms. No 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 no. And the satisfying shot at the end. Okay, this felt good. This felt actually good. Okay, this was satisfying. So today I tried to show how to play artillery, but since I was playing random games, it was pretty much garbage, as we can see, because even if the team have won, which was not always the case, yeah, they obviously have lost this game. Wow, you see this little bug? Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So if the team wins, I'm usually in the top, well, the top half, let's say that. If the team loses, where do I end up? Again, in the top. Next battle. What did we do again? That was the Conqueror Gun Carriage. Again, top. After that, I mean before that, what was it? Object 261 on Abbey. Where was I? Top. Before that, where was that? Fifila Pew Pew. Oh, that was the first game we did. Where was I? You think it was in the middle? Yeah, that was the worst game today. Did I jump that shell? Could be. Maybe my crew just kicked it out from the barrel. So, but I was happy for that. You see, so artillery, if you play it nice, you're going to always end up in the top half of your team. But for that, you need a certain amount of things that are absolutely must for your gameplay. And I'm going to show you that after gathering information has been finished. There we go. Oh yeah, this was the game where I got outspotted by the Sheridan right at the beginning. But see, even that game I was able to deal 800 damage. While with the Conqueror GC... where was it? This was it. With the Conqueror GC I was able to do 1000 the whole game. And here I dealt 800 in the first minute. So yeah, that's for you. But what do you need for artillery? This is gonna be a handy dandy tip for everybody who wants to play an artillery. Firstly, I'm gonna take the Object 261 as the biggest example because this is the most well-worked artillery for me. This was my first top-tier vehicle in the game back in 2011. So the absolutely first thing you need is a good crew. And under good crew, I mean a crew with at least 3 skills. The first skill for everyone has to be Brothers in Arms. Without Brothers in Arms, you can forget playing artillery because Brothers in Arms gives you huge extra in terms of accuracy and RNGesus. Because as we know, RNGesus is the god for artillery. If you are playing artillery and you don't pray for RNGesus, you're done for. The second skill for artillery is commander should be Sixth Sense, obviously. But with the crew 2.0, that's gonna be default. So from then on, you can move on to concealment or maybe even mentor. But honestly, repairs are also good. And yeah, in this case, if you don't have a radio operator, you can give the commander also the situational awareness to increase the view range. Because it is good that if you can outspot your enemies. For the gunner, as we said, Brothers in Arms is extremely important. The next thing is Snapshot. It says improves accuracy during turret rotation. Now, I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it also improves your aiming time and aiming capabilities, even if you don't have a turreted artillery. Somebody please correct me in the chat if that happens or if that's not the case, but I think this is helping you there as well. And after that, Deadeye. Now Deadeye is a must for artillery because what you want to do with your artillery is to damage your opponent, and to damage them, the more components or crew you damage in one tank, the better for you as an artillery player and better for your team. Thus, with Deadeye, you will be able to do much more damage in component wise. For driver, then obviously crutch baking, so you will be able to rotate your tank much faster, much quicker. Off-road driving, obviously if the terrain that you are standing on is mud, swamp or sand, then you need this as well. And obviously Brothers in Arms. The others are not really important, not at all. Maybe repairs, but concealment is much more important than repairs. And now here comes the gunner, Brothers in Arms, concealment. Intuition will be useful if the new artillery shell types are coming into the gameplay with the 3 shell type, the stunning, the damaging and the armor piercing. Until that, all you need is concealment and maybe adrenaline rush. If you get counter-arted and the artillery misses you, it could prove useful, but it is good only because what else can you use? Firefighting. No, you don't need it. If you get spotted, you are dead. You're not gonna get burned down. Safe stowage. Same. You don't need that. If you're gonna get shot at, you are most likely gonna get killed by one shot. So it doesn't worth it. Sorry, what? Deadeye works with... Nope, not high explosive. Death Clicker says Deadeye doesn't work with high explosives. Let me see. Increases the chance to cause damage to enemy vehicle modules and crew. It is effective only with AP, APCR and heat shells. Please excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, you always learn something. That means I have a crew member with one useless crew skill, which I'm going to fix later on. Thank you, Peter, for the help. Probably what I'm gonna use is then repairs. For equipment wise, obviously gun rammer, gun laying drive. If you have bounty or improved equipment, then use them because they are good for your health, good for your artillery. You are not going to regret it. However, when it comes to the third one, the third module, for this artillery, I've chosen the improved rotation mechanism. Why did I choose this one? Oh yeah, because it improves my traverse speed and my dispersion during vehicle movement, which is good when you are the last man standing alive. And the others are basically not good for nothing. The only thing which could be useful is a turbocharger for this artillery, but not really. But what you would normally use for an artillery, for example with the Conqueror GC, obviously ventilation. Ventilation is a must-have because it helps a lot, and this artillery needs a lot of help. Let's say, what else do we need to know about playing artillery? Yeah, well, premium shells doesn't really worth it. In the case of the Conqueror GC, you can see the only difference in the shells is that it's gonna give you 1 meter, 1.3 meter burst radius. That's all. And for the other artilleries, it's not gonna give you even that. For example, Bat Chatillon artillery gives you 1 meter. The Object 261, it's gonna give you again 1 meter. This just doesn't worth it because of the, look at the difference in price. It almost costs 4 times. That's just insane. Nobody needs that. So if you want, you can ignore the higher, more expensive premium shells. Nobody needs that. Equipment wise, obviously the standard stuff, repair kit, first aid kit, but there is also something convenient that I usually use, and that's the oil. It gives some power for the engine. That helps your artillery to rotate around much quicker, and also increases your acceleration speed, which is also helpful when you actually have to run away. And obviously, if you are playing competitive, you can maybe replace your repair kit with extra combat rations. But honestly, I wouldn't miss out the first aid kit. The first aid kit is very important because if a crew member dies, then you are toasted. The artillery needs every crew member very much. Maybe the radio operator is the only one who can die, or maybe the radio operator and the driver. They are sacrificable, but not the others. And that's it, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed this little stream, and I'm very happy that I didn't crash. Next time I'm gonna try to play with my tier 10 light tanks, because finally I was able to get all the tier 10 light tanks in the game, and honestly they are very interesting. They are all very interesting. Oh, this one doesn't have a camo. We have to fix that one. The most interesting is the Manticore. People throw a lot of trash on this tank, but honestly I don't really dislike it, not at all. I mean, just look, for example, look at that spotting range, 914. It's a lot. 532 view range. Obviously I'm using binoculars, that means I am mostly a passive scout in most of the games. But still, 534, that makes it better, I believe, than the AMX. Yes, it makes it better than the AMX, and maybe better than the Chinese. Yes, not the Sheridan though, because it has 600, the T110 559, and the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen has nearly 600 as well. So the biggest spotters are the Rheinmetall and the Sheridan. So next week we're gonna play the light tanks. Hope you enjoyed this little stream. If you liked it, please make sure you subscribe, and you're gonna keep in touch. And you can also throw some recommendations in. And let me see, how far are we with the subscription amount? How many people have we got subscribed? Did we have the 100? Did we reach the 100? Nope, we are still at 96. So yeah, try to get more subscribers, and as I said, as soon as we get to 100, there's gonna be a little party and a little giveaway for people. Maybe gold, maybe premium base, maybe premium tank, who knows? So thank you guys, I was Bert the Derp, and see you guys next Saturday.